Hey everyone, welcome back to Trove, your ultimate source for everything Apple, tech, and innovation. So here's something that's been bugging Apple fans across the world. And honestly, it's one of the biggest mysteries in the Mac lineup right now. We've seen the M5 MacBook Pro, powerful, sleek, and ridiculously efficient. We've seen the M5 iPad Pro, thinner than a pencil and blazing fast. We've even seen updates for the Vision Pro, Apple's futuristic mixed reality headset. But there's one product missing, one machine that should have already been upgraded by now. The M5 Mac Mini, where is it? Why hasn't Apple even teased it? And most importantly, could this silence mean Apple is secretly planning something massive behind the scenes? After weeks of digging through leaks, analyzing macOS test builds, and tracking insider reports, we've pieced together the puzzle. So grab your coffee, hit that like button, and let's uncover what's really happening with the M5 Mac Mini. And why Apple's quiet delay might actually be the smartest move they've made in years. The silent machine, why the M5 Mac Mini is missing all right. Let's start with the obvious. The Mac Mini is one of Apple's most beloved desktops. Small, powerful, affordable, and surprisingly versatile. It's the go-to choice for developers, YouTubers, video editors, and anyone who wants Apple power without the high-end price tag. So naturally, everyone expected Apple to quietly drop the M5 version right after the M5 MacBook Pro. But Apple didn't. No press release. No leaks from Foxconn. No hints in Apple's event invites. It's been radio silence, which is strange, because refreshing the Mac Mini should have been the easiest thing Apple could do. All they'd have to do is swap the M4 chip for the new M5 Silicon, and boom, instant upgrade. But here's where it gets interesting. According to reports from Mark Gurman, one of the most trusted Apple insiders, Apple isn't just sitting around. They're actually working on an entire next-generation desktop lineup, a new Mac Mini, a redesigned Mac Studio, and even a refreshed iMac. And all of them are powered by the M5 chip family, like that's M5. M5 Pro, M5 Max, and the absolute beast, M5 Ultra. If that's true, it means Apple might be holding back the Mac Mini to unleash everything at once, in one massive event that redefines the entire Mac desktop lineup. Think about it. Instead of small, scattered launches, Apple could brand this as the beginning of a new M5 desktop era. That's not a delay, that's strategy. The strategy behind the delay, so why hold back a simple Mac Mini refresh? Because this time, Apple isn't just updating a chip. They're rebuilding the foundation of the Mac architecture. The M5 series introduces something we've never seen in Apple Silicon before, a modular chip design. Until now, Apple's chips, from M1 through M4, used a unified layout where the CPU and GPU were part of one block. But leaks suggest that with the M5 Pro and beyond, Apple is splitting compute and graphics into separate blocks. That's a massive deal. It means Apple can finally scale performance the way desktop users actually need it. For example, video editors could buy a Mac Studio with an ultra-powerful GPU setup, but a modest CPU, perfect for rendering and color grading. Developers could prioritize CPU-heavy performance without paying for unnecessary GPU power. That flexibility changes everything, from how Apple engineers the chips to how they market and price their desktops. But this modularity also makes development more complex. It requires a new logic board design, a new thermal management system, and deeper macOS optimization to balance those separate compute and graphics cores. So, what looked like a simple chip swap is now a full-blown engineering evolution. When will the M5 Mac Mini actually launch? Based on multiple credible sources, including macOS internal test builds and Apple's past release patterns, the M5 Mac Mini is likely to debut in mid-2026, probably during WWDC 2026. Here's why this timeline makes perfect sense. Let's rewind a bit. The M2 Max and M2 Ultra Mac Studio were unveiled in June 2023, right at WWDC. The M3 and M4 laptops followed similar annual release cycles. And guess what? Internal test builds of macOS 26.4 already reference M5-powered desktop devices. This perfectly aligns with Apple's usual rhythm: early testing in year one, launch at WWDC the next. So if history repeats itself, Apple's next big desktop lineup, including the M5 Mac Mini, Mac Studio, and possibly a new iMac, will all be revealed together around summer 2026. That's a long wait. but it suggests something far more ambitious than just an incremental refresh. What to expect from the M5 Mac Mini? Let's talk specs, because the numbers are juicy. The M5 chip is built on TSMC's cutting-edge 3nm N3E process, offering higher transistor density, lower heat, and better efficiency. That's tech speak for, this thing's going to fly. Here's what we're expecting. 10-core CPU, quadro performance, plus 6 efficiency cores 10-core GPU, with brand new AI-enhanced render engines 15% faster, multi-core performance compared to M4, up to 45% faster, GPU rendering with real-time ray tracing 16-core, neural engine, 4x faster on AI tasks like image generation or summarization support for 32 GB unified memory, and memory bandwidth up to 153 GB now. Combine that with macOS 26 and Apple's brand new Apple Intelligence platform, and you get a desktop that's not just faster, it's smarter. We're talking about on-device AI features, image creation directly in Finder, context-aware file organization, and seamless cross-device intelligence syncing between iPhone, iPad, and Mac. This is Apple building a true AI-driven desktop ecosystem. Other likely upgrades in the M5 Mac Mini. If Apple really wants the M5 Mini to feel next-gen, here's what else we could see. Twice the SSD speed. Same ultra-fast storage as the M5 MacBook Pro. 512GB base storage with 16GB unified memory standard. Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6E for faster and more reliable wireless connections. Thunderbolt 5 ports for next-gen peripherals. And improved thermal design, keeping it cooler and quieter even under heavy loads. So basically, a desktop small enough to fit in your palm, but powerful enough to edit 8K video or run complex AI workloads. What about the M5 Mac Studio and iMac? The M5 Mac Studio, codenamed J775C and J775D, is shaping up to be a monster. Early reports suggest configurations with up to 24 CPU cores, 76 GPU cores, and 128 GB unified memory. That's workstation-level power, the kind professionals dream about. Perfect for 3D modeling, color grading, and machine learning tasks. Then there's the mystery device J833CT, likely the next-gen iMac. Expect thinner bezels, brighter displays, new colors, and M5 or M5 Pro chips. If all of these launch together, we could be looking at Apple's biggest desktop overhaul in over a decade. Should you wait or buy the M4 Mac Mini now? This is the question every viewer's asking, and here's the honest truth. If you need a desktop today, the M4 Mac Mini is still one of the most powerful and efficient machines you can buy. It's whisper quiet, compact, and punches way above its price tag, but if you're after long-term value, next-gen AI support, and you love being ahead of the curve, the M5 Mini might be worth the wait, because Apple isn't just making this faster. They're changing what desktop intelligence means. The M5 won't just perform better, it'll think better, and that's where the future of computing is headed.